Hello, welcome to this review. I'm looking at Rift, which is a fairly new MMO by a company called Trion Worlds. This is the latest in my MMO reviews. I've also looked at EverQuest 2, EVE Online and Star Trek Online, so check out those reviews too if you're interested. Rift is not a very original game. I'm going to tell you a bit about my thoughts on this game right at the beginning. It's very similar to World of Warcraft, it's very similar to Warhammer, but it does have a few new ideas that it throws into the mix, and those new ideas are quite good fun. I'm going to start by creating a new character just to take a look at the races and classes in the game. You've got two factions, the Guardians, who are sort of the good guys, and the Defiants, who are not quite so good, not exactly evil. I'm going to play the Defiants. I've already got a Defiant character, so I want to create a new one on the same faction. And this is one of the things I don't like about the game. Overall the game is pretty good, don't get me wrong, it is actually a good game, and I recommend it if you're not looking for something brand new. If you're enjoying World of Warcraft style games, you should try this. But one thing I don't like is the races in the game, because I mean, what on earth are they? You've got the Kalari, who are some kind of elves, Barmy, and the F. Now, it's quite good in a way, I suppose, if the game has made the effort, developers have made the effort to give you a new backstory, a new world to explore. They're not just using elves, dwarves, and halflings and stuff, or at least that sounds good in theory, but in practice, I don't know about you, but I find myself just thinking, well, why should I care about these people called the Barmy? Do I want to read a lot of detail about their about their backstory and where they come from? You have the four main classes that are familiar to everybody, but the class system in Rift is one of the very innovative things about the game. To start with, though, you just choose from the four basic classes: the warrior, the sort of tank, the mage tends to do a lot of damage, the cleric who can heal, the rogue who also does damage but in a different way to the mage. The rogue gets close to their enemy and they like to sneak up on them and stab them in the back. Let's randomise a look just to see what kind of characters are possible. Obviously, as you can see, you've got the sliders here, you can control a look. I'm going to find, oh there we go, this looks like a ready. Evil and nasty man, I'm going to play him. And I'll just invent a name for him. Now, as you saw, what you were offered there was just a choice of four classes, and that may seem like it's not much of a choice, but once you start the game, you'll discover that there's a whole range of sort of subclasses. So I chose a rogue, and there's, I can't remember exactly how many actually, I think it's about 10 different types of rogue. And what's special about Rift is that you can mix and match. You actually choose to play up to 3 of those classes at once. You play up to 3 different classes at once within each archetype, so I can only play rogue classes, but I could play, well, we'll get to the choices here, let's see them, but I could play a bard, which is a rogue type, and I could play sort of assassin or whatever, and I'll be able to choose, here we go, assassin, bard, marksman, blade dancer, knight, blade ranger, saboteur, rift, stalker. They all do different things. The assassin does lots of damage. The bard is support, they sort of buff their team. Blade Dancer also does damage, and this Rift Stalker is it's actually kind of tank, even though it's a rogue class, the Rift Stalker. So I can choose, to start with I only choose one, but as the game progresses I'll be able to choose up to 3 of these to play at any one time. Okay, I've loaded in my high level character here. So I'm going to show you how I can switch classes, and it's very easy. This is my character I've chosen because this is a mage this time. The Warlock Soul, I've put nearly all of my points into Warlock actually. Warlock does damage, so you do mainly damage over time. The Chloromancer, which is a healer, even though this is a mage and not a cleric, there is a healing class, and I'm using that. And the Archmage, which is a special class designed to be good at PvP. So those are the three classes I've got loaded up on this character here, which is a mage, high level mage called Palm. Now, but I also have other builds that I've created. So this one, which I'm going to activate, I've got the Chloromancer, which is the healer, special effect there that we missed. Chloromancer, which is a healer, which I had before, as you saw, but this time I've got nearly all of my points into Chloromancer. The Archon, which is a sort of debuffer, debuffs the enemy, weakens the enemy. And again, Archmage, which is the PvP soul. So at one point in time I can be playing the Chloromancer and this and that, and then if I want to I can change to play 3 completely different classes. So you have a lot of flexibility. If you want to make an alt, you won't necessarily need to make an alt. You can just say, well, I'll change into being a different class and try that class and see if I like it. We want a PvP server, so we may come across Guardians perhaps at some point. There's a Guardian. You're going to have to wait. Before I do my quest, I'm going to go and see if I can find this Guardian. Although I may lose and die horribly. I'm going to find this NPC. I think I have to. Obviously Rift has PvP and non-PvP servers. You don't have to play on a PvP server if you don't want to. Oh look, they've got a MP. They've got a. God, there's loads of them. I'm going to die here. They've got a PvP Rift open. This is pretty stupid. I should have run away. I wanted to show you a bit of PvP. That's my excuse. Okay, here are some NPCs with some quests from it. I'm not going to do a great deal about quests because I don't find them very interesting, to be honest. And that's actually one of the cool things about Rift, that people who've done quests in 101 other games, if you're sort of a bit sick of it, you don't need to do them, you can do other things instead. But you can see this person has a quest me because they have a big exclamation mark over their head. I talk to them, kill 5 Iron Sentinels, I accept it, and I can go off and do the quest, and it's now appeared on my map. You can probably see there's all sorts of stuff going on this map. You've got the quest thing, you've got the settlements and sort of landmarks. Here are settlements and here are some landmarks. You also have these circles, and these circles are rifts. Now the rifts open and close, and they're like little public quests. If you've played Warhammer or certain other games, you know what a public quest is. It's a quest that large groups of people do, and you just sort of turn up and take part in it. Actually, here we go. Here's one in this zone. This is a rift that hasn't opened yet. It's called a tear. I guess that's a sort of tear in, I don't know, between dimensions or something. So here is something. It's not doing anything yet, but when you find one of these you can open it up, and that's what I'm going to do. Let's watch this. This is going to be quite spectacular. So this thing comes out of the sky between dimensions, the world changes, new monsters appear. These new monsters will actually fight the existing wildlife, because they're meant to come from a new dimension or something. Now this is an easy one, which is why I've opened it up just to do it on my own, or at least I'll start off doing it on my own. You can tell if it's going to be easy or hard before you open it up. You can see on the map, it shows you. Rift does include some arena play. You click on the warfront icon here, you say you want to join a warfront, and then you wait for one to be ready for you. So I've joined the warfront here. It's called Whitehall Steps, and basically it involves capturing items, a bit like capturing a flag basically, and taking it back to your base. I've joined with them in progress, and the other side, the Guardian side, are winning at the moment. I'm going to see if I can do anything to help our side win. Probably not. You can have zone-wide events, which are massive events. There's one taking place in Stillmore. You can see where they are by looking on the map. It helpfully tells you. Looks like it's almost over, but I'm going to go to Stillmore and take a look at this. Okay, here we are. Here's the boss. A lot of bullets. Here we go. A lot of people have turned up. Here's that's an NPC. It's not immediately obvious because some of the NPCs are quite humanoid looking. Well, they're humans. It's not immediately obvious who's an NPC and who's an enemy player, which is, you know, quite good actually. That's quite a cool feature. So I'm killing this boss, and I'm going to unfairly gank any enemy players who turn up. The crafting is fine. There's nothing wrong with the crafting. I'm not criticising it, but if you've played other games, you've seen it all before. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. There are quite a lot of things about this game where, to be honest, they seem to have taken World of Warcraft and Warhammer and said, well, let's look at the things that work well there, that people liked about those games, and let's copy them. But there are some pretty cool new features which hopefully we've looked at, such as the rifts, the big zone-wide events, the fact that it's very easy for other people to join your group and to work with you, and the class system, the way that you can create your own class to some extent. You can mix and match different classes to create a character the way you want, and then if you don't like what you've done, or you just want to change your role for some reason, you can do that. You can stop being a DPS mage, as I am, and you can become, for example, a healing mage if you want to do that. So that's a pretty cool feature. Overall, if there's one disappointment about Rift, I would say that it's perhaps the PvP. Although the PvP is fun, there's no sort of overall objective. It's not like one of those games like Warhammer to an extent, where you can sort of capture your opponent's cities. You can do these PvP rifts, as we saw the Guardians doing a rift. You can try to stop your opponents doing a rift and annoy them that way. But that's about it really for sort of meaningful PvP. And you also have the battlegrounds, the warfronts. We saw one of those, but I always consider those to be just sort of a bit of fun. They're not sort of something that's going to change the world or make a lot of difference to the game world in the long run. You do have quite a sort of nice dynamic game world effect. Sometimes you find that there's all sorts of things happening. Here we go, Scarlet Beach at the moment in this area. There's a big quest taking place there, which I can go and take part in if I wanted to. So that's pretty cool, but overall I would say that Rift, in my very humble opinion, is a cool game. It's a classy game. It's very polished, very well put together. It looks pretty. It's not original and different enough to really be one of the great MMOs. They've sort of taken what we've seen before and tried to add a few cool new features, and for that I think it's worth having a bit of fun with.